Hello, today I'm going to walk you through completing your melodic composition assignment. This assignment's going to build on what you did last week. Step one's super easy. We're going to copy the activities from last week's Hanging at Home composition worksheet into the gray boxes, right down here at the bottom, and you're going to copy the rhythms into the blue boxes. So your assignment should look just like last week's assignment. I just went ahead and copied these things in advance. And I accidentally added an extra box here somehow, so I'm going to delete that row. All right, so this week's assignment is to come up with a melody that matches the rhythms. So you'll notice in between the blue and the gray box, you've got 4 pink boxes. The reason you have 4 pink boxes is because if you have 4 16th notes, you're going to need to have 4 notes. But if you have less than 4 notes in the rhythm, then you're not going to want to fill all these boxes with the pitches. So for example, reading is 2 8th notes. So I'm going to put a dash here and here. That tells me that I don't have to put any note names, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, in those boxes. Same thing with board games. There are only 2 sounds, so I'm only going to have 2 pitches. Watch movies. I'm going to get rid of that box right after the 8th note. Right here I have 2 8th notes, so I'm going to get rid of these boxes after the 8th notes. Go on walks, and since sleep is a quarter note, I can get rid of the last 3 boxes. So now I know that I'm going to write a note in all of the boxes that don't have a dash left in them. When you're looking at the rubric, you're probably going to have to actually download it. I noticed that when I tried to open it in Google Drive, that it looked kind of funny. So when I'm looking at it, I'm going to hit this button for download, and then it's going to pop up right down here in the bottom corner of my screen. So we can look at the composition rubric together. This is a little bit different from other compositions we've done. We have been working in G pentatonic so far this year because every note works when you use G pentatonic. But when we start adding other notes, then we have to add some rules around them. If you choose to add C or F sharp in your composition, you have to follow these rules. So if you add fa, you have to approach it and leave it by step. So for example, we added a C here. We can go B, C, D. We can go from G down to C and B, B, C, B, D, C, D. The point is that we can't jump to C. Like I can't go from G to C, and we can't jump away from C. Like I can't go B, C, and jump up to E. Those are the rules for that. If you're a 6th grader, you're also allowed to use T, which is F sharp. If you choose to use T, you have to approach and leave it by step. So it could go G, F sharp, G, or E, F sharp, E, or E, F sharp, G, but it has to end on G. So you only have those 2 options, and you'll find those on your 6th grade rubric if you're in 6th grade. So to do this composition, I'm going to want to have a way to play back this melody. If you have a recorder at home, or if you have another instrument, you're welcome to use that. But if you don't, I have attached an online xylophone for you, and I'm going to bring up, it's right here in this tab. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to open a new window. I'm going to put it here, and then I'm just going to drag this over. So now I can look at the xylophone side by side with my composition. That's going to make it a little bit easier to get through this assignment. I'm going to move my face out of the way. We've gone through step 1. We've gone through step 2. Now we get to the actual composition part. I know that the rules say that the very first note of the composition and the last note have to be G. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in right now. G and G. I know that there's an F sharp in the key signature for G. If I don't have my recorder at home, I'm going to get rid of these Fs because it's going to sound different. F sharp is not the same note as F. You're invited to use them if you still have your recorder or another instrument that you can play them on. So let's see. The rules are we mostly want to move by step with a few small skips. Over here for reading, I get to have another note. I'm going to try just moving by step. And then I'll come over here and play. So I have, that works for me so far. Drinking coffee. What if I did B, A, B, C? I approached it by step. Let's see. That works so far. I'm going to try board games as a D and a B. Notice each time I go back to the beginning to make sure I like how everything fits together. right, I've gone up to the top, so I think I'm going to try to go down from here. I'll just go down by a step. So one below A, or B is A, G, oops, G, E, and D. Remember, there's a rule. This last note in this box here is not allowed to be G in your composition. Let me try the first line, see what I think. So far, I like it, so I'll move on to the next line. Watch movies, I get to have 3 notes. How about if I try E, D, G? I'm going to play back from the beginning to make sure I like the transition from the first line to the second line. All right. Schoolwork. Let me keep moving by step. I'll go A, B. I'm going to start from this note right here this time. Let's see. For go on walks, I'll jump up. D, and I'm going to put a prime next to it, a little apostrophe to show me I'm going all the way up. E, D. Let's see. I like the way my composition sounds. It starts on G, it ends on G. Let's see, I used one C and I did go by a step. I went from B, C to D, so I followed the rules on that. I didn't use any F sharps in my composition, so I don't have to worry about it. My composition is now finished. When you're done, remember to submit your composition in Google Classroom. If you have any questions, please reach out via email. I'm happy to do tutorial videos or try to find a time to meet with you to answer any questions you have. Happy composing!